fact that I could portray sexuality and sensuality the way I could with Rani.
Right.
I never explored that part of me before her scene happened to me.
I think this film made me realize how much I can stretch my imagination
Okay.
as an actor.
I realized with this Haseen Dilruba and Phir Aayi Haseen Dilruba that how I can also be part of a franchise / sequel where I won't be replaced as an actress.
I think with the box office success, which is a very important demarcation in our line of work, I think they maybe see me as a successful actor.
Kahani was probably around that time. It changed my viewpoint on shelf life of an actress.
Hi, welcome to the Quint, you guys.
Hi.
You know, I have to say, I watched the trailer and it's just so interesting. When I watch the trailer right now, everything that you guys have been saying since the first film, that is, you know, love as passionate. You know, if there's no passion, if it's not as intense, what is love, right? So while I understand the film somewhere says that it's not all black and white, all relationships are not black and white. There's one non-negotiable in your relationships. What is that?
Your means by
In any
real,
relationships.
or you're
In
talking
real.
about as
In
characters
real.
in this.
वो तो हमको मालूम है आपके characters के negotiables है ही नहीं.
हाँ, मतलब वो तो बहुत अजीब हो
बहुत
जाएगा.
अजीब.
क्या ही boundaries set करें हम.
बंदा मार दिया इन लोगों ने non-negotiable तो क्या ही
कुछ
होगा?
नहीं होगा.
I think just loyalty and integrity is the only
Yeah,
non-negotiable.
yeah.
Infidelity is non-negotiable. Same. Loyalty, yeah.
I love how all of you have played these characters. You're not sitting there
Yeah.
and
Tell
saying.
me about it. Yeah.
And lack of respect.
And lack of
Yeah,
respect
yeah,
is
yeah.
what I was saying. Yes.
Yeah.
That's one answer
Lack
a lot
of
of people
respect
give
is-
Yes,
actually. They say
yes.
loyalty is in like an unsaid rule.
Unsaid rule.
But
yes.
respect.
Yes.
But respect is also it's an extension of loyalty. I mean,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
if you respect your better half and your partner, then you will not
Yeah.
be a part of
It is
infidelity.
disrespectful to
Yeah, it is very disrespectful,
not
right?
be
So-
loyal to your partner. As
Yeah,
well, right.
So eventually everything's just interlinked. Taapsee, of course, you know, through your career, you've played characters that have been really different. You're somebody who's never allowed yourself to be put in a box, which I think is fantastic. You know, while playing the character of Rani, what is the one thing that you discovered about your own craft?
The fact that I could portray sexuality and sensuality the way I could with Rani.
Right.
I never explored that part of me before her scene happened to me.
Yeah. So was it kind of, you know, challenging to let go of this inhibitions to do something like
There
this
was
on
not
screen?
really inhibition. It's more like I'd never got it to play. Like I'd never really used it. It was not like, oh, I don't know how people are feeling. I think that inhibition actors lose, at least people who are only worried about the craft or
Yeah.
only actors by the virtue of craft lose way too early.
Yeah.
So we are pretty much naked in front of the audience, right? The sexuality and sensuality part is how to use it. Not just have it,
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah.
Is what I discovered with her scene.
I think that's something that a lot of people also spoke about after the first one came
Yes,
out.
yeah.
It looks so like, you know, nicely done. It looked like you were comfortable. And that's what
Yeah.
translames on screen. So
Yeah,
that's
I'm
props to
glad
you
it-
and for your craft.
Yeah, I'm glad it did because it kind of opened a new channel in my life. Now I'm
Yeah.
having it on my chin. Now I'm like just
Perpetually there.
sensual left, right, center all the time.
You know, the other questions to all three of you. Every film that you guys work on or any project, even if it's just an ad, right? It kind of leaves you with something, either it's a learning or an experience. What's the one thing this film has given the two of you from the first and this, and for you from this one?
I think this film made me realize how much I can stretch my imagination
Okay.
as an actor, you know, because when you're playing a character, you are at the mercy of your imagination and the stories that you can cook up in your mind to kind of bring that character to life,
Right.
Because apart from what's written, it's also how far can you go in terms of portraying what's written. And this film kind of pushed me to my limits and beyond in terms of that, and kind of discovered that about myself. Also, two wonderful people, two wonderful
Yeah.
actors.
Of course.
Got to be a part of their lives and kind of learn something from these guys.
What did you learn from the two of them?
From Taapsee, I learned to be honest. Always, no matter what you do. Nick, I say it. I say baat bol
But
raha hu.
it's a nice thing.
It's a nice thing. It's a very because like you know, honesty in terms of you don't have to be you don't have to judge your own honesty, right? A lot of the times we judge ourselves and honesty as, you know, in terms of how people might perceive it. She doesn't do that, and that's quite admirable. With Vikrant, Vikrant is really beautiful. Like, I discovered his true self probably when he was in front of the camera and we were acting together.
Right.
You know, he's very beautiful when it comes to being in the moment. He's just there. It was very new to me when we were performing together, and that kind of I kind of took a liking to that. I don't know if he feels the same way.
No,
about
I
me,
definitely
but-
do. He is such a fabulous actor. Coming from him, it really feels like a worthy compliment. I equally love his work. What my takeaway from the film, I don't know. I mean, on different sets, you meet so many new people. Some days it is your director's work ethic which sort of inspires you. Sometimes it is your co-actors who inspire you. Like, he is extremely disciplined. Like, he would work 12, 14 hours a day, make sure that he's eating the right things at the right time, still hit the gym. You know,
Wow.
I don't think I have that consistency. I aspire to. There was a new director on the second part.
Yeah.
Jaiprad Desai came in. His work style was very different from Vinil. So I find it very difficult to zero down on my
Sure.
takeaways.
I realized with this Haseen Dilruba and Phir Aayi Haseen Dilruba that how I can also be part of a franchise / sequel where I won't be replaced as an actress in the next one, which is my takeaway from this title or franchise.
Right. Does that somehow give you a reassurance?
No, it gives you a kind of confidence as an actor. Nothing like, it's not like I'm saying out there to show. I didn't do it to show it to the world.
Yeah.
It's more like telling me that okay, you know, you have nobody is entirely irreplaceable
Yeah.
in this industry. You shouldn't live in that myth. But you have made your presence felt. These are the moments that you can slightly like look back and smile about and be happy about the fact that you've made some presence felt, like you've
Right.
made some mark that will not probably wash away that easily. So yeah,
I think there are a lot of films of yours that will say that. So
yeah. And then people say that I'm not humble, so I'm trying to be a little humble.
कौन बोलता है?
who's saying that?
Who's saying that? यहाँ लाओ. Taapsee will teach humility to them.
yeah.
You know, Vikrant, he was just talking so much about the actor that you are and, you know, what he took away from the sets working with you. You're, of course, somebody in every character that you've essayed, irrespective of the result of the product, you've always been loved for your craft. And, of course, recently, 12th Fail has, you know, just got you so much love and just so much adulation from everybody. Do you feel like it's finally time that you're getting the due as you deserve as an actor, more importantly, not because of what the film did at launch?
Maybe. But I'm also not very delusional because I've spent a considerable amount of time professionally as an actor.
Yeah.
You know, I've just completed 20 years as an actor. This
Wow,
is my 21st year.
congratulations.
Thank you. So I also know that most of these things are very transient in nature. As an actor, I think people took cognizance of my work even when I was doing TV.
Yes, of course they did.
Yeah, Balika Vadhu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Balika Vadhu,
Yeah.
or whether it was Dharamveer, or whether it was you know, the web shows that I did.
I think he was always the guy who could act.
Yeah, that's what his craft was always loved.
I think with the box office success, which is a very important demarcation in our line of work. I think now people have started sort of, probably, I'm just sort of trying to think like them. They maybe see me as a successful actor. But if you ask me, I think God has been kind, the producers and writers have been kind, who've been writing stuff for me all these years, irrespective of the medium. So, but I also know the most important thing is ki, you know, to not harp on this for too long, because everything is so transient in nature. If I'm not able to sort of better myself as an actor, and that might not necessarily be box office success again, because that is not in my hands.
Yeah.
The idea is to just better myself as an actor, and a lot of these things are concomitant. I'm still exploring. This is not a definite answer either. You know, it's a very new phenomena for me. You know, commercial success. You know, falana, dimkana, this and that. So I'm still exploring. I don't know.
You just said 20 years, and of course, you all have been a part of the industry. If I had to kind of take you all back to the time you'll just enter this industry, right? And as you guys sit here today, if you had to look back and think of something that you feel changed in y'all as people after you all joined the industry, what has that been that for y'all?
As an actor who entered Hindi film industry 10 years back, Kahani was probably around that time. It changed my viewpoint on shelf life of an actress. I saw something that made me feel like, okay, it's not just 5, 6, 7, 10 years that I can work in this industry. I can work here for as long as people can possibly write. So that gave me confidence when I saw Kahani. So that's a very big changing. Well, I had actually gone on record before that in a lot of my interviews when I was working in South, saying, when you asked me where do you see yourself 10 years from now, I'd said that I would have left industry. I would have been settled somewhere, just start living a different kind of life. I'll only be here for 5, 7 years till the time I'm getting these leading parts, and that's about it. So that changed.
That was also a reality back then.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you were right. And to think of it that time, I'm so glad things have changed.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know, yaar. I don't think that much actually. But one thing that I can clearly see in myself that has changed for the better is I've become much more calmer in life.
After you became an actor?
After I became an actor and after, when I started my journey and everything, but I think that just comes with age and, kind of experiences and meeting more people and interacting with more people and the kind of stories you get to hear and experience yourself firsthand. So yeah, I think I've become much more calmer and I would say confident as well in universe. In confident that, things happen for the best, even if in short term they might seem that they are not the best for you.
You sound a little like Vicky when I met him last week for Bad News.
Really?
Yeah, he said something very similar.
Wow.
About leaving it to God and everything is fine.
Yeah.
So I have one last question for you all. When I rewatched the first one yesterday, there's this innocent dialogue when your mother says that, ladki to gori honi chahiye, ladki to aisi honi chahiye, and while we sit here today, and it's not, when you look at the society at large, it's something that's very rampant. So of course, it takes from society, right? So when we look at that, we look at the industry, we look at the society, do you guys feel there's a slight shift ki ladki aisi honi chahiye, or people, say boys or even women, should look a certain way? You feel like there's a shift in not giving appearance that kind of importance that we once gave?
There's a massive shift,
Yeah.
not a slight shift. And again, I think digitization, our awareness, has sort of contributed to that.
Yeah, I think because individuality has started taking the forefront as opposed to what society says and what society wants. It's people becoming more aware of their individuality and where they stand and what they want in life. I as a person, how do I see myself? And that has started taking the forefront. So I think that reflects in films and in your casting choices, in your writing your characters, as how you write them.
But also it could get better. It definitely could get
evolving.
better. Unfortunately, you end up still reading about dowry cases in interiors. I mean, it's there. But is it rampant? I mean, it's better than what it was 10 years ago. But can we get better? Of course.
Of course.
I actually don't know if I'm in the rightful position to actually say if things have changed. I'm in that 0.00001% of niche crowd or the person who has a lot of privilege right now, and I'm not sure if I'm aware of the majority of ground reality of our country because I'm not in direct touch with them.
Right.
What they present on social media is very different from what reality is. So I will not make my judgment basis the noise on social media because that's very different from what ground reality is in our cities,
right,
and in houses in those.
Right. I was talking more closer to home, like the industry.
Yeah. There's a very honest and a very well-intended effort to also try and make that change or be instrumental in showing that change without worrying about will they relate to it or accept it or no.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to me and good luck for the film.
Thank you so much. Thank you.